Hi, I'm Lisa Alexander from the Get Forked with the Alexander Method. I have a really cool set of forks out that's exclusive to my modality called the Pineal Gateway Tuning Set Fork. And I have a great video out there that explains how they came to be and what they do and talks about their frequencies. But when I send the forks out, I do send them out with an instruction sheet, but people are asking to see a video on it. So hey, here I am today showing you how to simply use these forks. So the pineal fork, which is a very beautiful purple fork with an amethyst crystal, because crystals on the end of my tuning forks are one of my trademarks. And the gateway is a silver fork with a quartz crystal. Now, how you use these two forks is you use them separately and together, if that makes sense. You never tap them together. They are always used with a sounding puck. Now, the pineal, I'm going to put the gateway down. You're going to start with the pineal fork. And this is set to the crystals within our pineal gland. The same crystals in our pineal gland are the crystals in our inner ear. And this was discovered in 2014 at the University of Michigan. So yes, indeed, we have microcrystals inside our pineal gland, and we want to activate those crystals. And this tuning fork is set to that frequency, which is based on the work of John Worley Keeley back in the 30s. So what we're going to do is simply listen to the sounds. You're not going to put this on your body anywhere. It's a very high frequency, so I suggest you don't use this unless you are very experienced with using higher frequencies, whether the solfeggio frequencies, which is my preference, or something else. So if you're a newbie and you've never played with tuning forks and frequencies, work your way up starting with the ohm and the solfeggios and other things like that, which you can find on my website. What you want to do is, when you hold the tuning fork to sound it, you want to hold it by the stem. And by the way, ours are custom made in the United States with high quality aluminum alloy. This company also makes them for the medical community, because yes, the medical community does use tuning forks. So we have ours made with a longer stem as well to make them easier for you to hold and to sound. So when you hold them, you're going to hold them by the stem. You're going to hold them light. Don't choke down on them too much. You're going to give it a little bit of flexibility. And you have two ways to sound them on the sounding puck. You can either use this angle, 45-degree angle, and sound it like that. Or you can come in this way. Here's the top of the puck, and you can do it like that. What you don't want to do is hit flat like that, okay? Don't hit it flat. Hit it on an angle on the side, and you'll get a beautiful ringtone, right? Or hit it at an angle on the top, and you'll get a beautiful ringtone. So what you're going to do is, after you get it ringing, is you're simply going to come to one ear, it doesn't matter which side. You're going to take in a nice deep breath, close your eyes, crossing over the top of your head to the other side, and listen until the sound dissipates. The idea of crossing over the head while you're taking a breath is you're connecting the left and right hemispheres of the brain, that corpus callosum, that big band in between the two. The left and right hemispheres of the brain don't always communicate very well. We want to get them communicating. When they communicate and fire together, that's when we feel that sense of oneness. So again, I'll do it again. You're going to just tap it, or you can tap it this way. Oh, it sounds so pretty. Until the sound completely dissipates. So that's one. The second time is you're going to circle around your head, kind of circling around that pineal gland. Nice and slowly breathing, again, until the sound dissipates. Okay? And the third time, because we do everything in threes in this modality, we're big Tesla fans, and the solfeggio frequencies break down into threes. So we do everything in threes. The next one is you're going to kind of start at the pineal gland, go up over your head, and back to the occipital lobe. Again, until the sound dissipates. And that's your three. And then you want to stop there. So now what we want to do is incorporate the gateway tuning fork. So the gateway tuning fork is something I came up with based on the frequencies and the math that I use in my modality. So a lot of my clients started to have out-of-body experiences in astral traveling once they started working with me. And they wanted more. So I kind of created this for them, and it's in my master skill set. So what we're doing is there's all these chakras that go up above our head, and I call them the gateway chakras. Now, people call them different things, but to me, it's where I leave my body, right? So it's that gateway. We're leaving out our crown center, our crown chakra. So again, you're going to sound the fork just like you did with the pineal gland. You can do it from the side, and this one, oh man, you just feel that energy. And you're just going to very, very slowly go all the way up as far as your hand will go. I can still hear it ringing. And then you can bring it back down. And that's all you're going to do. And you really feel this energy. I mean, I'm feeling it. My clients feel it. It's so incredibly beautiful and intense at the same time. And it just lifts you. And you'll do that 3 times. Now, I tend to work up. And you can hold it at that highest chakra point until it dissipates, or you can start bringing it back down again. And you really feel that energy. Now, in the modality that we do, we use these a little differently. Okay, so this is for your home use. So for those of you who are students and practitioners of mine, please be careful with incorporating this into your foundational skills or your first levels that you're working with. Please wait until you get to master level skills where I properly teach you how to incorporate it into your work. For those of you who bought the little home study version of the solfeggio frequencies, of how to use solfeggio frequency forks, you can add this after you work on the 963. And for those of you who have that home study course, you'll understand exactly what I mean. Now, when to use these? Well, I have found that I personally never use these in the evening before I go to bed. I am a very high vibrating person. I do this work. I work in the solfeggio frequencies, so it's too high for me to sleep. I need grounding at night to sleep, so I might use the Ohm tuner then. However, if you use these earlier in the day for someone like myself, they will help you have really cool, funny, lucid, vivid dreams. At least that's what all my clients in my test program told me. When I first developed these forks, we made forks to send out to my clients, and the results coming back was that they were having really cool, fun, vivid dreams, and that they were sleeping better. Now, if you're someone who, like, you hit the bed and you're out like a light right away, no matter what, feel free to use these before you go to bed at night, and I'm sure you'll be fine, you'll dream well, you'll sleep well, because the activating those crystals in the pineal gland is activating the melatonin that helps us sleep, so it's really, really good for that. So you have to be the judge of that yourself. But please be cautious. These are high frequency tuning forks. Do not overuse them. Stick with the 3 times that I showed you and don't do more than that. And do not use these more than 2 times a day. Once is probably enough. Now, again, if you're someone who sleeps like a rock no matter what, you can use them in the day and when you wake up, and you can use them again at night. But again, these are for more advanced users used to using these, and they're very simple to use. Just never tap these 2 together. Always use these separately with a sounding puck, but do use them together, because between the 2, you're opening up the pineal gland and you're opening up the crown chakra and all these other chakras up here for spiritual exploration, for astral travel, for dream work, just to reach those higher spiritual states. So if you'd like to reach new spiritual heights, then I suggest you order this exclusive tuning fork set today, the Pineal and the Gateway tuning fork set, at the link down below. So get high, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.